Hello, beautiful souls. I'm in a different environment this week. If you're thinking, where are you? I am here on my Empowered Empress retreat, and I wanted to just finish the last part in the series all about karma. Today, we're going to talk about karma versus revenge, which is actually a path that truly leads to healing. And you might think, gosh, that's strange. Why is that? So there comes a time in our lives that we have to face a choice. Do we let the pain turn us bitter? So all those experiences that we might have gone through in our lives that have caused us hurt. Sometimes what we do is that we look to cause or we look to step into revenge. What was interesting that when I trained as a theta healer, we worked on the 3 R's, and that was resentments, rejections, and regrets. The 3 R's, and actually revenge is actually the fourth, and we don't really talk about that very much, right? But it's actually really important when it comes to manifesting things, and I'll explain that in a minute. So the 3 R's, why we learned about the 3 R's was because resentments, rejections, and regrets actually lock and hold you into the past. And that actually stops you moving forward into your future. What the 3 R's can do is, when we work on that on a metaphysical point of view, is that we look to help with depression. So when somebody comes and says that they're depressed, they can't move forward, they can't see a brighter future, they can't get out of bed in the morning, and this was me a number of years ago in my 30s. Basically, what we want to be working on is resentments, rejections, and regrets. And this is something that I go quite deep into in my self-love program. A lot of women that struggle with excess weight, we look at the 3 R's with them as well. So resentments, rejections, regrets is a powerful way to do lots of healings. But the fourth one that we look at, and we do that sometimes a little bit later on when I'm working with my clients or in a program, the revenge. So revenge is actually a personal motivator. You have that, don't get mad, get even, right? But what can happen is, if you lock into using revenge to be your personal motivator, because revenge has a really interesting energy around it, it's actually quite seductive. So if you use revenge to give you that va-va-voom, to get you moving and a grooving in life, right? Especially if you are locked into resentments, rejections, regrets, and you do have that bit of depression and you're held back, what you'll do is you'll manifest negative situations in your life to give you revenge in order to push you forward into the future. And I've seen that in myself, I've seen it in my family, I've seen it in my clients, I've seen it in friends as well. But what you want to do is, you don't want to manifest shitty situations in your life to be able to have that revenge to give you that energy to move forward. What we want to look at is that we want to clear the resentments, rejections, regrets first, but then we also want to look at revenge in your life. Now, sometimes we use revenge in order to pay back karma. So do you rise above it, or do you use revenge hoping that karma is going to come back and bite them on the bottom? And 9 times out of 10, it's wrapped around really deep past hurts. Now, seduction, it is seductive revenge, absolutely, because you do get that feeling of, well, they're going to get their comeuppance. But do you want to give them that comeuppance, or are you going to allow the universe to give them that comeuppance? Because at the end of the day, right, with karma, and over the last few weeks of me talking about karma, and it's been very popular on YouTube, okay, the amount of hits that I've had, and also running my karma masterclass last week around the healings of that karma. The universe always keeps score, right? So you actually don't need to create situations in order to have that revenge. You just need to do you. Now, I can understand that there's always a pull towards getting even. I've done it myself in my life. the biggest one that I can really sort of think of on the top of my head was when I trained as a hairdresser. We had to do a 3-year apprenticeship. And each year, it wasn't, your pay rise was never done on reward, it was done every year. So when I got to the end of my first year apprenticeship, now when I did my apprenticeship, the guy that wanted me to work for him, in order, I'd been hairdressing since about the age of 14. My mum was well, she still is a hairdresser, right? She's in her 70s and she's still knocking out the colours and the cut and blow dries, right? She's never going to give it up. So I had a lot of experience at a very young age. So this gentleman that I trained with, he wanted me to come and work for him. I was going to study through a college. Anyway, I did. I went and worked for him because he, seduced me into working for this great company, and it was a great salon. But at the end of the first year, and I realize this now, what through the years of experience in the hairdressing and beauty industry, that I came up for my end of year review going into my second year apprenticeship, and he turned around to me and he said, "You haven't got what it takes." But I was absolutely flabbergasted, right? It blindsided me. And I realize now that he had enough second year apprentices and he didn't need me. He had a very high turnover of first year apprentices. So that was me out of a job, needed to find my second year apprentice. So off I went. But I really wanted to create revenge on him. So much so, I used a lot of energy. I did train in half the amount of time, but it was years later that when I became a teacher and a trainer for a large global hair and beauty company, that I had to go back into the salon to teach and train all his members of staff. And I still am very seductive. It's very seductive even now, just having a little giggle about it. But that was the universe's way of putting me back in that situation, right? Because the universe keeps score. I didn't need to do anything whatsoever. I just focused on me and I got really good at what I did. But it was really, really painful, absolutely painful. And it was, at that age, around of like 16, 17, I was really understanding a lot about my worth, in on starting out on the job front as such. But the truth is, right, if I held myself into revenge, and I've seen it time and time again, I'm 40, coming up 49 now. I've seen it in my clients' lives, I've seen it through my own family's lives, my kids' life. If you keep yourself tethered into revenge, you actually hold yourself into negative energy. It's a bit like what I want to say is a bit like you drinking the poison and actually hoping that the other person dies or they become really sick. At the end of the day, if you hold on to revenge, you both suffer ultimately, and nothing changes. So use karma. This is where karma is good, right? The law of cause and effects. Use karma as your compass, because remember the universal law of cause and effect. If they've done wrong by you, the universe knows that and it comes back to them. And I have seen that time and time again through my life. And karma actually operates much deeper because you actually set yourself free and you let the universe take care of it. It's your soul's way of always ensuring balance and growth. And it may not look like straight away that you wanted to be part of that revenge and that comeuppance and don't get mad, get even type of energy. But at the end of the day, right, it's just allowing the universe to take that for you and support you in whatever way you need. So choose your path, right? Choose your path. What do you want? Do you want revenge or do you want karma? And a lot of people, when they talk about karma, they think of it as pain and hurt, but it's not. It's just law of cause and effect. I actually love working with karma. I find it really, really powerful and very powerful and empowering for you as well. It's not your job to orchestrate their comeuppance. You just need to focus on you. You need to shine your light, You don't need to go through the darkness. You just need to be you. You need to liberate your path and rise above it. Because revenge might feel like a powerful choice at the time, but it can actually lead to a lot of illness, burnout, and disease, and it actually holds you back in the past. So if you let the universe take care of it, you let the law of cause and effect keep the score, you actually heal and you move on. And it's the amount of energy that you can use working with revenge to, moving on maybe into your life purpose, your soul purpose, you will grow exponentially through not focusing on revenge. Plus, you won't manifest difficult situations in your life because of it. Sorry, I haven't got my phone off. That's how we roll. So, how do you find freedom? You allow yourself to go through those feelings of that hurt at that time, but you don't hold on to it, because you hold on to those feelings in order to motivate you to have the revenge. That's the other thing. And I have worked on, as a medical intuitive, I have worked on time and time when I've seen liver issues, kidney issues, gut issues, back issues. People are holding on to this old straw anger as like a bit like somebody pinching you, right? It keeps pinching you to remind you to move you forward, to have that revenge. And it can become a very toxic cycle. So feel the feelings, learn the lessons, and then choose forgiveness. If you want to do some forgiveness work, I have a great meditation that is, this will ring again, I know it will. I have a great meditation that's complimentary. I'll drop the link below, and go ahead and do it, right? And remember to spread your own light. So if you want to know more about karma, or if you feel that you need some karmic patterns healed, I have run a masterclass last week. I'll drop the link below if you would like to understand more about karma. If you are a healer and you're watching this and you would like to understand how to clear karma, that is locked on either the spiritual, mental, physical, or emotional body. I talk a lot about that in the Karma Masterclass. And then we do an amazing healing as well. So if you'd like to look at self-healing and healing your karmic patterns, then, the Masterclass would be perfect for you. It's $33, so great investment. So that's it. There's some other blogs on the website and also my YouTube channel about karma. So I hope you've enjoyed this. Please feel free to leave any comments, and I'd love to connect with you. Take care. Lots of love.